So we've got another exercise in there about gratitude and appreciation, and this actually can be done quite quickly. So we're going to do that briefly now. So this is especially good for opening the heart. So it's kind of like, I mean, you quite likely have heard of gratitude practices before, whether you write down 3 things that you're grateful for before you go to bed. This is kind of like another version, except we're doing it in nature. So you're going to take like a 5-minute walk outside, and you're just going to walk very slowly. So with each step, as soon as your foot lands, whatever your eyes landed on at that point in time, you have to then think of something that you're grateful for as a response to where your eyes have landed. And that could be being grateful for, whatever it is in nature that you're looking at, but you could also use it as inspiration to think about anything else in life that you're grateful for too. So it's a little nature-based gratitude practice. So hopefully that was a nice experience. I can't imagine practicing gratitude is ever anything too painful or difficult. So it's got quite a, gratitude's a very alchemical kind of thing. And it's one of those ways that, we can practice that reciprocity. So you can, in your solo site or after you've been doing some qigong and exchanging energy, you can offer gratitude. Absolutely. It's also an incredible, it's a very it's an energy cultivation tool in itself. If there's one thing that can shift your state of being is gratitude, because you can't fake it. You can't kind of say, okay, I'm going to practice gratitude now. And then, you try to find something you're grateful for and you're like, oh, well, I'm glad that didn't happen. You'd be like, well, that's not gratitude. It's very hard to fool yourself into, thinking that you're doing gratitude when you're not. So it's a very powerful way to shift our state of being. It's also, I found, especially on my longer solos, that once you get to a certain, level of readiness, gratitude can actually be extremely powerful in opening yourself to receiving more as well. And I mean, I think that's true all the time, but I experience that very much directly on my long solos when we do a direction ceremony. So sort of just using the directions to take in the full sphere of nature around us. And it's kind of like a bit of prayer, but also reflection and gratitude with each direction. And a couple of times after doing that, I've noticed that gratitude, even when I haven't been feeling in a particularly, fantastic, fully energized kind of state beforehand, if you can tap into gratitude at the right moment, it's got this kind of like cracking open kind of feeling, like it's opening you up to be able to not only kind of release something that's stored inside of you, but also receive energy, almost to the point that I've actually had, knowing that I was never going to be able to sleep that night because it's felt like I've sort of been plugged into an electric socket. So, yeah, it's a very powerful alchemical tool and fits very nicely into these principles that we're working with in terms of opening the heart, being present, because you need to be present to what you're grateful for, and also that sort of receptive opening quality that is encompassed in the relaxation principle and energy cultivation. So yeah, it's a very simple yet powerful thing to use to your benefit.